Hey guys, sup. Ryu here for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council with a coffee time about pendulums. As I said a few weeks back, we were going to do this video, and we definitely are. So basically, we're going to pretty much talk about everything pendulums, what they bring to the table, what you can expect from the starter deck and the first booster pack, this guy here, and these two here, and we'll go into basically how they function. So let's break it down what a pendulum actually is. It's half spell, half monster, and it has pendulum, a blue gem, and a red gem. Now, there's a new card zone called the Pendulum Zone that basically is underneath basically where your deck would be and your graveyard would be. So it's like in between that, and same with the field and your extra deck zone. And when these guys are destroyed by basically anything or just sent to the graveyard, but not with exceed summons, anything but exceed summons, they go on top of your extra deck face up. Now you're probably going to yourself, why the hell would they go face up? I was kind of the same way, because if you have the pendulum scales, say per example, this guy's a 1 and this guy's an 8, then what's going to happen is basically now you can special any monsters from 2 to 7. Basically, the levels 2 to 7. And you can constantly special as many monsters as you have in your hand. And those monsters that are on top of your extra deck, the pendulums, they can be brought back too. So this guy right here is the first one we're going to talk about. Is Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, if I'm not mistaken, comes out of the Duelist Advent, we won't see till around August. And oh my god, this guy is so good. Basically, you play him as a spell card in the Pendulum Zone because that's how he's worked. You could basically flip up MST and negate him, and then he's going to go on top of the extra deck and not get his effect. But if he gets his effect, he allows you to basically send him to technically the graveyard, but even though he'll technically go to the graveyard, then basically he'll go on top of your extra deck. So use his effect at the end of the turn, and you get to search your deck for any pendulum monster, which I believe is what 1500. Yeah, 1500 or less attack. Let's take a look here. Besides him being 2500 and level 7, we have him 1200 attack. We have him 1200 attack, 100 attack, and 0 attack. That's already 4 freaking targets this thing can search out. This is opening the door for a lot of stuff. This is a level 4, so Pendulum 4. I guess that's going to be the way we say this. This is a Pendulum 4, Pendulum 3. So pretty much anything, say, between, if I was using, I don't know, 1 and 3, I could special a bunch of 2s. And 1, 8, 2 through 7s, and so on and so on. So if there was a 0 and a 9, Blue Eyes would be broken with this shit without question. No, but moving on, besides his effect, we have this from the starter deck. And if a pendulum monster you control is they have 2 effects. This also I forgot to mention. They have a monster effect, which is right underneath the pendulum effect, and it also tells you the pendulum scale. And this guy, honestly, is a reoccurring 2500 beater. These guys will easily die to Banisher of the Radiance. Starlight Road. Foolish Bear. What am I saying? Full House, Straight Flush, Double Cyclone. It for a second you're gonna think it hurts them. It really doesn't, because all you're doing is allowing your opponent to special like a maniac. The big decks are going to get a big push out of this, and this is what Coffee Time is all about, are going to be synchro decks. They're going to heavily get a push from this. But I also believe we could see a gadget deck, a monarch deck, a boxer deck, just pretty much anything you put your mind to, even Infernities. Now this guy is level 6, so this is also something I want to touch upon. So pretty much say you run a bunch of Plague Spreaders and he's on top of your Pendulum Zone, because a lot of times he wouldn't be because he's so freaking weak. That 100 attack, man, that 100 attack. And you could basically use him for, syncing up to level 8 synchros, and it's just dumb. And then like this guy's level 2, so you can, well, you already know where I'm going with that. This guy's level 5, this guy's level 3, and that guy's level 7. So, what I also want to touch upon about Odd Eyes here, and he's the main one I really am going to discuss most of this video, is that it opens the door for a lot of older archetypes that didn't get a lot of love to basically say, holy crap, we have a way to work. Between Azurai Summoner, which is in the deck, that allows you to search any like normal dragon or I believe spellcaster from the deck, and warrior, and bring it to your hand. this opens a door for Red Eyes and Dark Magician decks. So this is going to help a lot of those lower decks start to rise. Even Fire Fist will get a boost from this. It's kind of like having Wolfbark every freaking turn. The only downside to this is that Maxi will rise up in popularity if this takes off fully, because us as TCG players usually are able to counter things a lot better than, say, the OCG. And that's not out of disrespect, that's just out of truth. Per example, I would say Dark Worlds and Blackwings, but that's just out of pure honesty. I mean, some things are just so stupid that eventually they will just break themselves, and this is one of them. I mean, can you imagine basically saying, okay, I'm a special dragon ruler for no cost, no banish, nothing, and then like go to Dragosack, detach and freaking bring it back? Like, am I the only one seeing how stupid this whole mechanic is going to get? Not stupid in the sense that it doesn't work, but stupid in the sense that it's just busted. I think it's Konami's way of saying Exceed's already broken. We don't even have to give them nothing, but this will help them a little more. And we just want to push everything we possibly can, and this is the greatest mechanic ever. I mean, I know some of you are saying in the Ire Timaeus, should have been a Pendulum monster. Then you had to look at it too, that Dragons of Legend shouldn't have came out when it did for the TCG. And, I think it was a good move making him a spell card. It's just my personal taste here, because we don't know how broken Pendulums will fully get after, say, the Duelist Advent. And the Duelist Advent, honestly, is looking to be one hell of a set. Like, Odd Eyes is pretty much, I can't definitely say it's going to be a staple for a while if you're running Pendulums, but it's freaking near it. I mean, we only have 5. And, 2 come out of the starter deck, 3 come out of the boost pack. There may be more. In that set, we don't know fully yet. There are 2 versions of Odd Eyes, so that kind of piques my interest too. Something else I wanted to say in the video is that maybe we'll get some kind of like older monsters popping up in a Pendulum form where it just says like, I don't know, Blue Eyes Pendulum White Dragon, just per example. And it'd be like a scale 9, it'd be a spell card too. I don't know, I'm just using my imagination here. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this, because the whole Pendulum summon mechanic, and like it's basically allows you to special summon continuously till you basically drop your whole hand. Decks like Fables will get a huge boost out of this, but what I want to know from you guys is, are you going to play it? I really do want to know. Do you think Maxi will? Do you think I'm right about Maxi fully getting out there a hell of a lot more than it is now? Like, people using it more, and possibly even Effect Wheeler not having as much potency as it does, which I think is BS. Because I think if anything, it's going to go up higher, because it's a level 1 tuner, and you could use it with Odd Eyes and level 8 synchros for days for plays. Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon plus Plague Spreader equals that giant castle thing from I think it was Shadow Specters, the synchro. There's too many good things out of this, man. I hope all of you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next coffee time and the next video. I'm ready for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. Peace.